Welcome to David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium in Raleigh, North Carolina. Tonight, it's another 4K23 exhibition between the Denver Nightwings and the Carolina Skyhawks. Along with Ramos Lynn, I'm Cameron Irvine. Our new Thursday tradition. What's going on, Ramos?
Going good, man. I'm very excited to have one more week of these exhibition matchups, and these uniforms look incredible.
You can see there on the sideline the new challenge box. We've got a couple of upgrades this week as we watch some good football, and Carolina's got some sweet new helmets. I love helmets that can showcase what is not possible today. Ramos, in particular, these.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They look phenomenal, and so does this stadium. It looks absolutely stunning.
Great job by Michael Torillo and particularly Mike O'Neill to help us get ready for this game. This week, behind the scenes, it was a lot of nervous balls of energy trying to get everything all situated and ready to rock, but we have football tonight.
Hopefully we can have a game as good as last week's. That was an incredible game in D.C.
D.C. with the tremendous comeback last week. Kick it, we're underway. Here from Raleigh, it's Harish Prasad on the return, and he gets one block and gets out of the 28-yard line. And that's where Matt South will begin on offense. Harish Prasad hiked the earth. Raymond is in. So what happens if he says? So what happens if there is an injury? Does that count? It does for the game, but then they're only out for the game. For this, in these particular exhibitions, injuries are turned off. We want to see everyone out there playing. Victor's Valiant is here. What's up, Ryan? Lucas is in the house. Type Attack, Ike McBride, Stephen Hacker, Damon Simeon, Lucas, M4 Estro, Jeff Banfield, many, many more as we begin our football game with a Matt South pass. He's got all the time in the world, and the pass is dropped on the sideline by Chase Earl, trying to keep his feet in bounds, Ramos, and lost track of the ball.
Yeah, he was too cautious on keeping both feet in bounds that he just forgot about catching the ball pretty much. It happens.
Lineups at the bottom of the screen for Carolina's offense. Brings up second down. Prasad going to go in motion out of the slot. Split backs in the backfield. Hanzo and McBride behind South. They'll hand it off up the gut to McBride, and McBride will push ahead for a couple. Morales on the stop.
Yeah, and Carolina, after that big throw, probably thought Denver was going to put both safeties back. Good job by the front seven of the Nightwing defense. Only a 2-yard pickup. Now bunch set.
Morales, Forge, and King, your linebackers for Denver. Trips off the right. Third down. South facing pressure. Throws back across his body. The pass is caught by Prasad. Turns the corner. Gets the first down. Beautiful job by Harish Prasad to cut the angle. And the Skyhawks avoid an early 3-and-out.
Yeah, that they do. And it's a good throw. In a better run after the catch by Prasad, as the defender took a bad angle. But, Harish Prasad, one of the best at running in space. Obviously a great returner for so many years. And Carolina moves the sticks.
Raymond asking how the weather is in my area. It is the severe stuff is a bit north of me, so looking good for tonight's broadcast and the rest of the evening. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line off the South completion, and the pass across the middle is caught this time by Chase Earl. Gets a Carolina first down into Denver territory.
And a good start by South to start the game. The first incompletion wasn't his fault. It was a good ball. And now back-to-back completions. This one for a big gain and a first down running a seam route.
We saw the custom cheerleader uniforms for Carolina tonight. Earl redeems himself off that drop earlier in the series. 4-mile-an-hour wind tonight. We did set the wind. It's not much. One of these games we're going to get some gusty winds. We're going to see how that affects the gameplay as South's pass is tipped and incomplete. Kindler knocks that away. Prasad was the intended receiver. This is our second game, Ramos, outside. We had, who was that that we had outside earlier in the test?
It was the Louisiana game.
Portland, yeah.
Against Portland,
Yep.
yes.
Fifth exhibition. Second in the elements, but a perfect night here in Raleigh. 63 degrees, just a 4-mile-an-hour wind as that pass from South. Looking for Prasad over the middle is incomplete, so that'll set up a 3rd down and 10.
This is, though, the first night game that we have outside. The Portland game was more in the afternoon because it was obviously mountain time. But now here in the East Coast, the full night lights and everything looks really good.
Bright lights here in Carolina. South's going to go out of the shotgun with McBride off to the left, 4 wide receivers. Prasad goes in motion, and they'll split the difference to the bottom of the screen. South to throw. 4-man rush. South fires down the field. It is incomplete. Hit from the back. Prasad nearly dead as the drive stalls out.
Yeah, that pass was a little bit overthrown to Prasad, just a little bit high, a touch high. Prasad maybe right through his hands. It was a tough catch and a great hit by the Denver defense, who make the stop at the 42-yard line.
Sultan talking about the midfield logo being a little bit bigger. You have between the 45s, of course, depending upon the stadium, but in most stadiums you have between the 45s. So if you have a more vertical logo rather than a more horizontal logo, it gives you a little bit bigger logo in the midfield. Carolina tonight chose the fully fledged Hawk, but you have infinite end zone and midfield combinations, Ramos, for your stadiums.
Yeah, certainly. You just have to look last week at DC's midfield logo with the name of the stadium and some phrases thrown in there.
Yeah, they had the name of the stadium, some phrases. They had their partial logo, and then they also had the Washington, D.C. outline behind it as Bailey O'Shaughnessy takes the carry, and O'Shaughnessy breaks a tackle, gets a block 30, 35, 40. O'Shaughnessy being chased by Davison Joseph down the sideline, and eventually Phil Hall helps Joseph corral O'Shaughnessy for a 1st down on a big gain.
Well, change of game, but the same Bailey O'Shaughnessy as she gets to the outside. Great blocking by the offensive lineman, and then Mills. It's all Bailey O'Shaughnessy. Great job also by the receiver as well, involving his defensive back.
Riley Quintero there at the end.
Yeah, all the way past midfield he goes.
Struthers, O'Shaughnessy, Mills, Mosley, Quintero, Keel, some names to look out for tonight. Benazzi's on the line as well as the first pass from Struthers, a little bit behind McDowell, but McDowell makes the catch for a 5-yard gain to the Carolina 40.
Yeah, and solid start, good start here by Denver. Great run, and obviously then a short pass, 2nd and 5, manageable, getting close from field goal range.
Raymond asks, why is the field darker than the outside grass? That's what Carolina chose, but that is also editable as well in most stadiums, as O'Shaughnessy is actually hit behind the line this time for a loss of 3 yards. That'll set up a 3rd and 7.
Mm-hmm. You know, there's going to be an interesting decision here. Obviously, a passing situation here for Struthers and company. First pass only went for 5 yards, and now they have 4 wide receivers out.
3rd and 7, 5 in the box for Carolina. Linebacker showing blitz. They come with it. Struthers quickly dumps it off to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy race for the sticks. Has a 1st down and more past the 35, inside the 30-yard line. Gene Struthers' awareness outstanding on the play. Gets a Denver 1st down.
You know, and that play was all the way, developed for O'Shaughnessy. They let the pass rush come. It's a screen pass, and O'Shaughnessy takes it the distance for a good 1st down and many yards to go. And the chat, Ramos needs to cuff. That's only if I'm in the play-by-play, unfortunately, my guy.
So O'Shaughnessy continues Denver's drive, and Phil Hall had the pressure. Struthers fumbles the ball, open hand, picked up by a big lineman. For the moment, it's a 9-yard loss. We may get another look at that on the replay, but a major hit up front.
Yeah. On first glance, it did look like a fumble. Let's take a look at the replay. I
Boy,
think the arm was backwards, but again, it's in full time. It's hard to tell.
it almost looked like, as we're going to get a challenge, it almost looked like it almost like it fell out of the back of his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to get our first retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. And we'll see what the officials have to say.
Let's take a look.
Boy, that's close.
Whoa. It is close.
After review, the play stands.
It stands. It's a fumble. Open hand, and Carolina's going to get the football. Denver is charged a timeout. It was like Struthers went to throw the ball, and it just slipped out of his hands.
Yeah, and obviously the hit also provided to that. It's a great play by the defense. And yeah, on first glance, it did look like the arm was backwards, and I think it's a good call.
That's a loss of 9. Since Denver recovered the fumble, they'll retain possession, but now outside of field goal range at the 36. Quintero, man in motion. Struthers to throw, and he's sacked. Denver going backwards. Danny Stinson, who had a pick 6 5 days ago. Skyhawk fans loving it. He gets a sack.
Yeah, great pressure. It was a rollout pass, and the right tackle just couldn't handle it. Actually, the fullback got in the way. And, well, actually, that was Baylor O'Shaughnessy who got in the way. And now it's a 3rd and 24. Now what you want here is maybe get about 10 yards, get yourself in field goal range, and see if you can get some yak.
Sultan asked, well, we'll talk about it on 3rd and 24. And look at that. They actually run to O'Shaughnessy to get into field goal range. I'm not sure if they accomplished their mission, but I like the concept. It'll be 4th and long.
Yeah, they run to the outside. A couple of receivers blocking. That was actually one of the tight ends, I think, blocking. And on 4th and 16, I think they may try it. No, it's a little bit too far out.
If he would have gotten a couple more yards, Ramos, they would have gotten into field goal range and accomplished their mission, but Denver's going to end up having to punt it away. Sultan asks in the chat, as this punt is beautifully put inside the 10, and it will bounce out of bounds at about the 4-yard line. Beautiful punt there from Denver. Sultan asks, will the league place its logos and future sponsors in various stadiums? They're already here. You can see a couple on the sideboards here tonight. Ball placed at the 4, Ramos.
Yeah, it was a great punt. And now it's Denver's opportunity to perhaps even get a safety or something here.
Splits in the backfield. The handoff goes to McBride, her second carry, and that gets 4, so it gets some little bit more breathing space. Set up 2nd and 6.
Yeah. I would say run it again with McBride or even Hansel. Just try to get you even more space, get closer to the first down marker.
Skyhawks with the large word mark in their blue end zones tonight. The light blue trim. Handoff McBride has a blocker in front, and McBride nearly gets a first down. Hanzo looking for someone to block as McBride got pinched near the first down marker.
Yeah. Strong start, 3rd and inches. I say do it again. Maybe get some split backs going on and make the defense think it's actually going to be a 9 formation. They may try to do a similar thing.
You got Earl off the line there in a heavy set. 3rd and 1, handoff McBride. She's got the first down. All Ike, 3 straight runs. First down near the 20, and Carolina's moving.
Yeah, now that you've got the space, maybe now you think of throwing the football here, some sort of short pass play action or a shallow cross, something safe, but just to switch it up a little bit.
Under 4 to go in the first. Earl goes in motion. Earl set now in the slot rather than out wide. South going to throw, and a tough catch for Prasad to make. He's has it knocked out of his hands, and will set up a 2nd and 10.
Another high throw. We've seen a couple of those by South, actually. The other one also I think was intended for Prasad, which went right through his hands, and just a little bit off target, Matt South, on those 2 passes.
Come on, the answer to your question is to be determined, but there are different run styles in the game as Ike McBride takes a flip out, stiff arm, McBride 30-35 and steps out of bounds at the 37-yard line to avoid a hit. Fear the smear. Carolina's got another first.
And similar to the play that Denver ran actually with O'Shaughnessy, this time is Ike McBride going to the outside, putting the big stiff arm, who needs a block, by Prasad, and finally getting out of bounds. This is a really, really good drive so far for Carolina, starting at their own 4, now up to the 38.
Carolina's been mixing it up, run and pass on first down so far tonight. They'll go 3 wide. Hanzo off to the left. Denver brings 5, and throwing right where the blitz came from is South to Prasad for 7.
Got a good read by South. Prasad wide open on the quick slant. And a very strong Carolina drive continues.
Both teams have moved the ball into each other's territory in the first quarter, but haven't been able to get any points. McBride is off and running again, now to the Denver 45. So 3 straight possessions to start the game, Ramos. We have entered the other side of the field.
Yeah, and at least running-wise, the blocking looks really, really good by pretty much both teams. And it's been in the passing downs where Matt South got, strip sacked. Thankfully for Carolina, they were able to recover. And in a sack on the right-hand side.
High formation here for South. Going to throw again on first down. South escaping to his left. Fires down the field. Caught. First down. Hauled in by Jet. And Carolina looking sharp on their second possession of the game. So we'll look at some happy fans.
Yeah, and I like how Matt South always kept his eyes downfield. Allowed for his receiver to get open, and right past the safety goes the completion.
Two backs and 2 receivers for Carolina. South unloading, and the pass is hauled in for a first down to the 6-yard line. And that is DeSantis wearing 84 this evening. But gets the job done either way.
Yeah, and so far this is a 90-yard drive here by the Skyhawks. Started at the 4, now up to the opposing 6. Probably 6.5, call it the 7. About an 89-yard drive so far.
First and goal. South, couple of stop routes. South goes back of the end zone, tried to squeeze it into Earl. Just couldn't make it happen. Pass knocked away in the back of the end zone by TJ Frosty.
Yeah, I really saw the play on defense. That was a good decision, I think, by Matt South going to the end zone. Had a player pretty open, but it was a great defensive play.
Second and goal, an impressive drive from Carolina that started at the 4. Like Ramos said, a 90-yard drive at this point. South going to throw again. South dumps it off short, and trying to slide his way to the end zone was DeSantis. He's down at the 1.
Oh, and now you have a couple of players to pick from. You can give it to McBride. You can give it to Hanso even. I think they're going to go again in the I formation. So I think this is going to go to Ike McBride. It has worked previously on this drive to kick off the drive.
Third and goal at the 1. South hands it off McBride, and McBride muscles her way into the end zone for a Skyhawk touchdown, a 96-yard Skyhawk drive.
Fans are loving it, and how could you not? This is some great blocking in the offensive line. Hansel gets the last block on the linebacker, and it was a great combination of both runs and pass plays to get the touchdown.
I was hoping we'd see the debut of the SFL blimp there, Ramos, after that score, but we're going to have to wait for another moment tonight. Malone Brown's extra point is good. 7-0. What a drive. 12-play, 97-yard drive. They did it before the quarter even ended. 3 minutes and 57 seconds. Ike says hi to all her fans at home. I'm sure that includes Pseudo Nakai as well. Who had what I would call the moment of our exhibitions, Ramos. I still think that run is probably the greatest individual moment we've seen so far.
That was crazy.
McDowell on the return up past the 30 to the 31-yard line. So Denver is going to get their second possession going here in this quarter. They were so close before on their last drive before a fumble and then a Stinson sack derailed them. And going back to that fumble, Ramos, I'm not so sure that I've ever seen that in a game where a player just simply lost the ball.
Yeah, no, definitely. It was, with some pressure by, getting to Struthers, and he just lost the handle.
2 backs and 2 receivers for Struthers, and Struthers will fire it down the field, and actually a little bit overthrown to Mosley. Kingseed was the defender on coverage, and I think he was a little surprised at the heat on that.
Yeah. Also, he doesn't pay, if he will catch, he will be a receiver, so you cannot really fault him for that. So, 2nd down and 10, and thankfully for the Nightwings, no harm, no foul on that.
Split backs here, 3 receivers, 2 to the left for Struthers. Nickel look as Stinson's showing a blitz. Stinson going to blitz off the side of the rollout, and the pass is still caught by Logan Keel just short of the first down. A perfect play call from Carolina, but an even better catch in traffic from Keel.
And a great recognition by Struthers. Obviously, the rollout goes even further, outside of the pocket, but he knew the pressure was coming, and he had to throw the ball to an open guy.
Heavy line to the right. Mills, the fullback, off the left. They toss it that direction, and O'Shaughnessy is buried. Ari Mills missed the block, and Carolina's defense gets a stop.
Yeah, and I don't fault the play call. You have the numbers actually on the outside. Maybe you think Carolina will think of shutting off the A gaps, but they were wise to it.
So Denver will have to punt for the second time tonight. They don't have to snap it before the end of the quarter, but they will. Prasad back to return. Good hang time there, 4.4. And that kick boomed all the way inside the 20 to the 21-yard line. What a punt from Vasquez.
Yeah, both punters playing really, really well, especially obviously Denver in special teams. The first punt went to the 4-yard line, and this one it was a booming kick. As Prasad will get Carolina into better field position as we will have the last play of the first quarter.
Carolina, 12-play, 97-yard touchdown drive on the last possession, filled with Ike McBride runs. She gets another carry here, but Denver all over that one. And that will end the first quarter of play. Nightwings nothing and Skyhawks 7. Carolina off to a good start here at David A. Richardson tonight. You're watching an SFL special presentation on YouTube. The bright lights, Ramos, the bright suites. Beautiful facility in the works here in Raleigh. No jets, but we got a blimp as Earl goes in motion. Kindler going to follow Earl to the outside. And they'll hand it off to Ike, and Ike is decked. No gain on the play. Nice tackle by Devin King to set up a 3rd and long.
And you can see the defensive adjustments already after that long drive for Denver's defense. It's the first time we see McBride go backwards on back-to-back plays.
4 receivers, 3 to the left, and they flip it out to McBride. McBride makes the first man miss again, but not much there as South was facing some pressure. Denver successfully gets off the field thanks to it. It'll be 4th down.
Nothing open down the field, and Matt Saab recognized that immediately, so he just had to dump it off to McBride and just try to get some field position.
I love this. Damon asked in the chat, was this Tennessee Stadium? I love that it's just not an easy guess.
Yeah.
Denver gets to the 37.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's really not.
Ramos, when we see Mexico City, you're going with Pittsburgh, is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
We're going to get some, what are we going to get in the backdrop of that stadium?
In what?
In the background. We're going to get
in the background?
skylines and...
Maybe we could get some skylines. We're still thinking about it. Maybe we're going to get some Aztec-related, maybe pyramid or something.
Yeah. You got to, what's the, as Struthers drops on 1st and 10, dumps it off. That pass caught by Quintero, and actually he gets a first down out of it. Nice job by Quintero to just turn a little underneath route into a first down.
Yeah, really good play. Immediately turns upfield and has the strength to push forward for the first.
What's the famous temple there in Mexico, Ramos? Is that in Mexico City?
I mean, there's many of them.
I wish I knew the name of the one I was thinking of. O'Shaughnessy picks up 3. Go ahead, give me some names. I'll tell you which one I'm thinking
of. Oh man, there's too many. Like obviously we do have the the most famous pyramid. Probably that's going to be the one going in the stadium. To be honest with you, I think that will be very iconic and representative. Also in Mexico City. Oh,
Struthers hit as he threw, and the pass actually bounced off of a Skyhawk helmet. And it'll set up 3rd and 7.
Wow. That would for sure forward pass, fortunately, for Struthers. And now it's a 3rd and 7. Carolina's defense, man, doing a really good job. Denver is getting past midfield, but they have been unable to get any points.
3rd and 7. Struthers out of the shotgun. And they blitz Stinson again, and Struthers will fire down the field. Caught at the 37-yard line. Quintero. These Denver receivers have been catching a lot of contested throws. Struthers once more survives a sack.
Yeah, and it's been Quintero back-to-back on first down plays, getting the Nightwings out of the hole. And this is the area on the field that the Nightwings have been unable to pass. They get in the fringes of field goal range, but they have been unable to actually get inside the 30.
First down. This was where Denver was on their first possession before things went haywire. Man coverage as Hatley follows Quintero across the field. Struthers against a 5-man rush, and that pass looking for Quintero. Thought we were going to get a PI on that. No call.
Yeah, no call on that one. A little bit surprising, to be honest. The ball was out of the hands of Struthers, and Quintero, I think, got disrupted in his route, but it's
could have been within 5 yards there, too.
Yeah, maybe Trujillo's also refereeing this game.
He's done a lot. As Struthers again hit by Stinson, dumps that one off to Quintero. Not much room for Quintero to operate. Pickup of 3 yards, but Danny Stinson making plays tonight.
Yeah, the pressure has been all over Gene Struthers on back-to-back drives. This Carolina defensive front, very good. And again, man, do not let anybody tell you we don't have any pass rush.
3rd and 7. O'Shaughnessy's in the backfield. It's been all Struthers on this drive. McDowell split out wide. And we'll go into the slot opposite. Stinson directing traffic. He'll blitz again. They'll dump it off to O'Shaughnessy, and O'Shaughnessy is stiff-armed backwards. And I think they're going to be short of field goal range once again. Carolina's defense giving Denver all sorts of problems, not letting them set up anything deep.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe on this side of the field going this direction, maybe they will try the field goal. No, they will not. They will actually punt it again. Carolina's defense, man, doing a great job. Once the Nightwings get to the 35, they are not allowing anything.
Now, the last time Denver punted it here. It went inside the 5-yard line. This one not as good, but it does take a hop out of bounds at the 13. So another long field for the Skyhawks with 6:44 to go in the first half.
And I really like how these punts are angled out of bounds. You know, often in the SFL we see the ball bounce inside the end zone for a touchback. You know, gunners take the ball and run inside the end zone for touchbacks. And we're seeing a great job by the Denver special teams unit.
Oh, McBride stiff-armed, and then a defender tripped over the teammate that ended up on the ground thanks to Ike's move here. Look at this.
Yeah. Unable to make the tackle. It was the linebacker, and then the defensive back was pursuing and got caught up in the action. 1st and 10 again for the Skyhawks, and again they've really done a really good job on run blocking.
Oh, Bailey O, nice to see you. Yeah, I didn't recognize you. Draw play. Ike McBride gets some space and picks up 5. It just, this first half really feels like Ramos just Denver has just been unlucky in many ways. They've had some things at some bad times go terribly wrong for them.
Yeah, they haven't played poorly at all. I mean, they did allow that 97-yard drive, but other than that, both offense and defense has played, pretty well.
Hand off to McBride. McBride keeps the feet churning, nearly picked up a first down. Patient running from Eichel, set up a 3rd and 2.
And who needs passing when you have McBride running right behind Hattori Hanso? 3rd and 2. Maybe they're going to try it again. They go in the I formation here.
Can Denver get off the field and flip the field position as McBride gets another first down to the 35-yard line? Forge on the tackle, but it's been all Skyhawks on the ground in the second quarter.
Yeah, 12 carries already for McBride, 53 yards, average of 4.4, and obviously that touchdown. A really strong game. Now they go empty.
Stacked look here on the outside. Nickel for Denver as they pinch inside. Only rush 4. South going deep. It's caught by Prasad to the Denver 43-yard line.
Another catch in traffic. About 4 different receivers went for short routes, and Prasad was the only one going deep, and your progressions are always deep to short. Actually, 2 guys, and Prasad was the one in the line of vision, obviously, for a right-handed quarterback.
124 yards for South in the first half. No touchdowns, no interceptions. McBride's got the score. Carolina back into Denver territory. Every single drive outside of the one Skyhawk 3 and out has gone past the 50 as Santagria makes the tackle.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of offense, though it's just a 7-0 game. And, again, both defenses making really good plays when it counts.
2 backs and 2 receivers, 7 in the box for Denver. Hand off McBride, and McBride pushes ahead. It rolls over a player, gets 5. She just makes 5 yards look so difficult, but at least she's picking them up.
I mean, she's just as big as any linebacker for Denver, really. I mean, that's where it comes down to. When you have that strength, that power, it's just, and she's really quick, too. When you have that strength, that power, really hard to stop.
Morales' 5th tackle, 5'11", 6'6" are the linebackers for Denver as South picks up a late block, steps up into a very clean pocket, and the pass and one-on-one coverage is knocked away. Earl was the intended receiver, but batted away in the Nightwing secondary. That was Josh Neal. And now a 4th down. Where are we at? We're right outside of field goal range again. Carolina's going to have to punt.
Yeah. Again, these defenses making really good plays when it counts. And let's see if the Skyhawks can pin the Denver offense deep.
This punt angled and a fair catch called for, running up to get it at the 11. We saw that Prasad didn't even attempt to field the last fair catch as it was angled towards the sideline. And now Denver has a long field. It's been a field position battle in this half. Were you surprised that South didn't scramble on that third down?
Yeah, a little bit, though. South is more of a pocket passer as opposed to like guys like Bruin or Shavaz Energy, who are more known for the scrambling abilities. Just a little bit. And again, once one-on-one coverage, you can also trust your receiver to make a play.
Bailey's got no room inside. Phil Hall with the stop. Hall and Stinson have been holding down the front 7. Loss of a yard.
Yep. Have the front 7 of Carolina really putting some pressure, both passing and in run support. I go split backs with 3 wide receivers. Let's see if we see a pass here by Struthers.
Nickel look for Carolina. Struthers drops to throw, 4-man rush, and I don't know how Struthers squeezed that into Quintero. A little, I don't want to call it a sidearm throw, but, I mean, just pop that one in there.
Yeah, between 2 different defenders, that was a beautiful pass, and it's going to be third and pretty long 2 yards to go.
Third and short, under 3 to go in the first half. Carolina leads 7-0. Handoff, O'Shaughnessy running right, and O'Shaughnessy has a lot of space thanks to a block that smashed 2 Skyhawks on the end of the line, and Bailey's got a first down. Was that Mills?
I think that was Mills,
Mosley.
But also look at Logan Keel pancaking his corner, and it was a highway for O'Shaughnessy to run through.
Stellar block. O'Shaughnessy 41 yards after contact, and he's up to 66 yards on 7 carries. Nightwings got to get some points out of this drive after they've had so much success. Oh. And from the backside, Struthers is sacked. That's a loss of 3.
Those are the ones that hurt the most, the ones that you do not even see on the back of the head. Down goes Struthers. Shravan Prasad, the linebacker, getting on a blitz.
Linebacker blitz, successful for the Skyhawks, and again, Denver behind the sticks. Struthers fires into traffic, and he's starting to get some happy feet.
Yes.
3rd and 13.
Cannot blame him. It was another rush by the Carolina Skyhawks, and he knows he doesn't have plenty of time to sit there and deliver a pass, so he had to get rid of the ball quickly, and it's all caused by the pressure of the Skyhawk defense.
Let's see if they bring more. Stinson back, the only linebacker now in the box. 3rd and 13. They're going to motion Dylan Lewis to the slot inside. Kingseed shadowing him. Struthers to throw. Stinson again comes with a blitz. They set up a screen to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy's got a first down. Perfect play call against a very aggressive Skyhawk defense on this drive, and Bailey moves the chains.
And I love how Bailey recognizes, she only has to get a first down, so she goes straight to the sideline, picks up a first down, and moves the chains.
.66 rushing, 30 receiving. Nice stat line there for Bailey O'Shaughnessy, 96 yards. Total in the half. Struthers rolling left. Struthers fires. That pass is incomplete. But we've seen now a couple of rollouts from the Nightwings here this evening. We'll set up 2nd down.
Yeah, 2nd down and 10. Still 1minute and 53 seconds left here in the first half. So Denver has plenty of time to at least get 3 points on the board, though that has proven to be very difficult so far.
Struthers drops back, look for Mills. We'll set up a 3rd and 10. And how's Denver going to get out of this one? This has been their whole story of the half. They get past the 50, and then they stall.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe another screen pass to O'Shaughnessy. I mean, that has worked pretty well. Going to the running back, 4 wideouts.
3rd and 10 at the Carolina 49. Struthers. Blitz, dump, O'Shaughnessy, nothing. Carolina wise to it, and another drive squandered. We've seen Carolina essentially blitz Stinson on every dime look this half, and for the most part, it's paid off because Struthers has not been able to get the ball downfield.
Yeah, no, exactly. And you know, to their credit for Denver, they've been calling those screen passes on those situations, countering the blitz, but that was a great play by the defense.
This has got to be, what is this, our 5th punt inside the 20 in the first half, as Prasad calls a fair catch. Good job by Cato Vasquez once again. It's wild, Ramos. Every week we have had a different type of game. This game has been full of offense, just not full of points.
Yeah, exactly. No, definitely. Let's see, with a minute and 39 seconds, now Carolina has a chance.
Straight back, South on a quick slant, and Prasad has that pass knocked out of his hands from behind and set up a second down.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And it's just a really interesting game. I mean, we've seen McBride flash, O'Shaughnessy flash. We see Harish Prasad get deeper a couple times. And
some great blocking by some receivers
great
too
blocking
on the outside.
Yeah.
South going to throw again. Second down and 10. Fires down the field. It is caught in tight coverage to Harish Prasad. Remember, Carolina has, that's actually Denver with the 2 timeouts. Carolina with all 3.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And again, it's very similar to the other play in which Harish Prasad caught the ball in tight coverage. They went back to it. It's kind of like a seam route, and it's a 1st and 10 for the Sky Hall offense.
No need to panic here. 1:15 to go. Ball at the 42-yard line. 3 receivers, 2 in the backfield. South straight back. It is a one-handed grab by Prasad. Ooh. Hit in the air, and Carolina will burn their first timeout. Beautiful catch.
Yeah, great catch. Tight coverage by the defender. You cannot ask more for a linebacker, but, Harish Prasad, one of the best in the game.
There's South's numbers, 11 of 19, on pace for over 300 passing yards tonight. No turnovers in the first half. There was a fumble by Denver, but they did recover it for a 9-yard loss. Showing outside pressure now is Denver. See what they do. They back off, and South throws into that area to chase Earl. Carolina makes sure they pick up the first down, calls another timeout. They have 1 left.
Yeah, and in this situation, you can even run it here at least, once. You with that timeout that you have, still you have like a minute and change left in the first half. So again, no need to panic, no need to do something crazy.
Once again on Denver's side of the field at the 42-yard line. Xavier Solomon, the tight end, spread out wide and then sent in motion into the slot with 2 other wide receivers, and that pass is incomplete, almost caught, but a flag. That pass intended for Solomon. I think Denver going to get called for PI here.
Yeah, they will. Pretty clear PI. The defender got there just a half a second before the ball got there.
It's on Santa Gria.
Take a look at this replay. Mm-hmm. Just hit right before the ball got there.
Boy, that's tough. He did everything right before. He just mistimed the hit on Solomon. If he just would have waited a half a second longer, that would have been a great hit.
And that's a first down, and it stops the clock crucially for the Skyhawks.
Tough penalty to take there for Denver. First down with 1 minute to go at the Denver 32-yard line. And South will flip it outside to Prasad, who tried to get out of bounds, could not. So Carolina will use their final timeout, 54 seconds. Still with time, 28 yards to the end zone.
Yep. Yeah, with 54 seconds, you don't even have to go into the no huddle. I mean, you can run any play, middle of the field, do whatever you want, considering the fact that you're at the 28. Now, if you were, like, in your own 30, then you think about it, but at the opposing 28, it's no problem.
Earl in motion. Can't wait to get to this super chat. Earl's going into the slot here. 3 receivers now, 2 off the line to the top of the screen. South going to throw, and South fires over the middle to McBride. McBride breaks a tackle, trying to fight for the first down, just shy of the first down. So 3rd and 1. Carolina will run no huddle here out of this 4 wide receiver set. We'll see what we get on 3rd and short. It's going to be a South rollout with McBride blocking, and South fires into traffic. The pass incomplete, so now it's 4th and 1 with 36 seconds to go, and I think they're going to kick the field goal.
Yeah, and they like basically the matchup. 4 wide receivers against 6 DBs, and one-on-one coverage. It was an out route. Let's see this field goal.
Field goal from Malone Brown is up and good. So Carolina successfully 8-play, 59-yard drive in 1 minute and 6 seconds. In a 2-minute offense, Ramos successfully gets points. That's what you like to see. And Denver's left with 33 seconds and all 3 timeouts.
Yeah. Let's see if they become aggressive. I think it's going to be a lot, on this return. If they can get it past the 30-yard line, then, Denver can be aggressive and try to at least get 3 points before the end of the half.
Baltimore Vultures with the $10 super chat. Everything looks great except Harish. Can always count. Boy, look like a block in the back. Surprised we didn't get a flag on that. Can always count on TJ to join a Carolina chat and poo-poo them. McDowell gives Denver about 29 seconds to work with.
Yeah. This is kind of on the fringes when you think or whether you should or not be aggressive, right? It's at the 27-yard line. You need about 50 yards to be in a realistic field goal range. Maybe about 45. They will go 3 wide receivers, though, so they may try it.
28 seconds, 3 timeouts. We'll see what Denver does. Carolina blitzing again. They bring 6. The pass is incomplete off the hands of McDowell.
Yeah. It was a really good throw, throwing it to the back shoulder. Unfortunately, McDowell couldn't come away with that one. It was a difficult catch, but very doable.
Carolina continuing to apply pressure. If they're not careful, Ramos, they're going to get burned here. They are playing with fire.
Yeah.
Blitz again. And the pass caught by Quintero. And, Denver says, I don't want any more of this here in the half.
Yeah. And, again, I think Carolina has played some really good defense, but as you say, if the blitz doesn't get home, you can get burned deep, especially when you have guys such as Quintero running post routes in them.
Toss it to O'Shaughnessy. Why not? And O'Shaughnessy pushes ahead for 40 to the 43-yard line, so that's going to give him 100 plus all-purpose yards in the first half. And we'll get another look at it. Good Mills getting downfield.
Yeah. You put the ball in the hands of your playmakers, see if they can make a play.
Wow, a lot of offense. Carolina leads 10-0. This could easily be a 10-0 lead for Denver. That 97-yard drive for the Skyhawks, really the difference here so far tonight. That's your score at the half. Can't wait to see these first half stats.
Yeah, I love the Johnny English sign, paying homage to a great of the franchise.
Retired numbers out there. Let's take a look. Struthers 11 of 18, 89 yards. O'Shaughnessy 74 yards on just 8 carries on the ground. Quintero with 44 yards. Love the picture of the punter there, as he's been an important part of this first half.
Yeah.
South 14 of 23 for 173 yards. Even McBride keeping things going despite the 14 carries and 6 catches for Harish Prasad. Plenty of opportunity. Yeah, it's going to be McBride with the touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I agree because I think McBride has really been the motor of this offense. Also with 31 receiving yards, she's been outstanding, and I'm so glad she's out of my division.
There's a look at David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium, high from above. Love the grass field out here. Makes you feel alive. We're going to get some grass scuffs, I think, convention. A little flag football game for the first time. Wonder who's going to be the MVP of that game. Mike St. Green told me earlier today that he's planning on going. I don't think he would miss an attempt at being an MVP in real life as McDowell gets it to the 32.
Yeah, it's a chance for Denver to get a strong start here for the second half. I think it will be very important for the Nightwings to get some points right on this drive. It's not crucial. You still have plenty of time, but that will highly increase your chances of having a successful second half.
McDowell goes in motion as we start the second half for Denver. Struthers going to drop to throw, escaping to the right. Struthers going to take off and run. First scramble of the night, and there's Danny Stinson. Man, this guy is good. 1 yard pickup for Gene.
And Stinson just shadowed him all the way. He didn't even blitz or anything. He was just playing quarterback spy. And as soon as he saw Struthers take off, he was right all over it.
More motion here as Mosley is going to go from right to left. Crowded box, 8 for Carolina. And Struthers going down the field. This time Carolina gets burned. Quintero with one man to beat, 25, down to the 20. And the biggest play of the night for either offense has Denver finally in scoring position as Carolina's aggressiveness bites them.
And we talked about it at the end of the first half. It would not shock us. And getting just past the corner, that was Joseph. And once that happens, because of the blitz, you really do not have anybody who can make the tackle. It's up to the safeties at that point. And a big, big play for the Nightwings, finally inside the 20-yard line of Carolina.
First down to the 17-yard line. Struthers had a couple open receivers on that play. Hits Quintero nearly at 100 yards. Carolina blitz it again. Kingseed gets home. A safety blitz for a loss of 4.
Ooh. Once if you can dial those up at the right times, those can be absolutely devastating. You have to be mindful of it because any screen pass or any quick route, they're going to burn you. But, man, that's a great call by the defense.
So we've seen Prasad with a sack. We've seen Kingseed with a sack. High-risk, high-reward defense can be effective. Obviously, Denver doesn't have any points tonight as McDowell makes that catch and picks up 7. $2 super chat from Shravan Prasad. Cam, can you please describe how bad Harish smells? Well, first of all, that dude's getting married in a couple months. There's Struthers' numbers, good numbers tonight. But congratulations, Shravan, on tying the knot coming up. Super excited about that for you as that pass is incomplete. Struthers was looking into the end zone just like that. It's 4th down. But, I'm not going to say that Harish smells good. I've been close to him plenty of times at conventions, and I haven't noticed anything incredible as Keel was the intended target.
Great time hit, man. We saw a play in the first half that was called a pass interference because that was kind of like a fraction of a second too early. That was a beautiful play by the safety. But at least Denver maybe can come away with 3 points if the field goal is good.
So Denver can finally get an opportunity to get on the board, but again, Carolina gives up that long pass to Quintero as the field goal is good, but then the defense hunkers down and doesn't give up anything after that. 6-play, 53-yard drive for the Nightwings, and Ye Verity gets Denver on the board.
But it's an important play, and it's a really good drive here by Denver. Of course, they got shut out in the first half, despite having some really good offense for the most part, and now they're just one possession behind.
Do you think the Wyatt hit was early, Ramos?
I thought it was perfectly timed.
1 yard deep in the end zone. Harish Prasad on the return. Past the 20, 25, and out to the 29-yard line. I've seen kick and punt returns go for touchdowns. We just haven't had any in our exhibitions yet through 4.5 games, but decent field position for the Skyhawks.
Yeah, really good. Stretching it out to the outside. That could have been a block in the back, but again, Chirillo's refereeing this game, so he's not going to call that.
Hey, man, we've had some games where the refs have been super stingy. The refs are letting them play tonight.
Yeah, they are. They are. Outside of that PI that was kind of ticky-tack a little bit. I thought it was a good call, but it was a little bit ticky-tack. The offenses have been able to get away with a few.
Hand off McBride to start the second half for Carolina, and McBride is going to get 13, taking Nick Kindler for a ride. First down, Skyhawks.
Just more great blocking by the offensive line. I mean, Hanso has nobody to block 10 yards downfield, and McBride just runs right behind everything.
But because he kept himself engaged in the play, that was the difference from McBride getting or not getting the first down.
Yeah, for sure. He kept looking for a block.
7:20 to go in the third. McBride is just hammered. Oh, my gosh. Morales just crushed her for a 2-yard pickup.
Not easy to tackle McBride one-on-one, and the linebacker did a phenomenal job. I thought McBride was going to run right over him, and that just didn't happen.
Felt like Morales gave all 230 pounds he had as McBride on the draw will get one. Morales there again to stop McBride. It'll be 3rd and 6.
And let's see if Denver can put up some pressure against Matt South. He's been pretty clean in the pocket, and now it's finally time for them to apply some pressure. Maybe they blitz a linebacker or something.
3rd and 6. Get to F1 in a moment. Harish in motion.
Yep.
Nickel look for Denver. Denver just rushes 4. They've been the more conservative defense tonight. Matt South keeping the play alive, and the pass is caught inside the 30. Chase Earl. Matt South choosing not to run tonight, but instead has fit a handful of passes into some tight windows this evening.
Some lasers. I mean, he goes to the left side and able to keep the eyes downfield and hitting his receiver open. Really good game so far by South. The QBR is not mind-boggling, but 200 yards, clean game is really, really good.
Well, and he sensed the pressure, too. He got rid of it as it was bearing down behind him. And if he gets a touchdown on this drive, that QBR is going to shoot up. Another draw to McBride. McBride inside the 21-yard line down to the 20. They're actually going to give her the first down. Tough call there while we're waiting for that call. Harish and Shravan are fighting in the chat. Let's see. So $5 super chat from Shravan. Let's start there. What are your F1 preseason thoughts? Are Aston Martin as good as the hype predicts? Will Mercedes make the comeback?
Well, I think it's just going to be between Red Bull and Ferrari. I think Verstappen is clearly the guy to beat. Let's see if Ferrari can make some gains.
And Chase Earl with the catch for the touchdown. Wouldn't you know, Ramos, that as soon as we get off topic, we get Matt South's first touchdown pass of the night, and Carolina goes up by 13.
Hey, Red Bull is a red and blue team. We were speaking about him, and the Carolina Skyhawks with red and blue. What a pass and what a catch by Earl as the defender overplayed that one. Going back to the F1, again, Verstappen is the guy to beat. Mercedes, at this point, I mean, it's going to be very telling to see what's going to happen in practice tomorrow. But, man, I don't know. Mercedes looks like the 4th fastest team. I think Fernando Alonso has a great shot to be either best of the rest or maybe nick one of the Mercedes guys. But we'll see.
6-play, 71-yard drive. Matt South was his first touchdown of the night. And TJ Frosty went for that interception. Almost had it, honestly. And there was nobody left. Frosty took a gamble and lost. And that's really the first. We're used to Carolina's defense taking the gambles tonight. But Denver, maybe not in their DNA. As McDowell gets it up to the 31-yard line. Then Maurice told his brother to shut up. And then his brother said, no, you. And that's the most expensive fight they'll have this week.
Oh my God!
Well, hey, if I'm Denver, I'd get the ball back to O'Shaughnessy. He had a tremendous first half.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you know, when you look at a 14-point deficit and everything, and it's, oh man, Denver has only scored 3 points. Again, Denver on offense has been really good. I mean, do not count them out at all.
O'Shaughnessy, look at the blocking on the outside, holding strong. O'Shaughnessy picks up 7.
And again, it's the blocking on the outside has been great. Now, it's worth noting most of the Skyhawk splits have come from the inside. So I think it's a smart decision for O'Shaughnessy to get the ball to the outside.
9 carries, 80 yards. 6 on the line of scrimmage, including Kingseed, who's down in the box. They hand it off to O'Shaughnessy, and O'Shaughnessy buries Stinson. That's the first time Stinson has been put on his backside tonight.
Yeah. We've seen quite a bit of offense here in the third quarter. You know, obviously Denver got the first drive for 3 points. Carolina answered with a touchdown. And Denver's not letting up at all.
3 receivers, hand off to O'Shaughnessy again, and O'Shaughnessy is caught from behind after a 3-yard pickup. That's Mojo McClain with the stop.
Yep.
4.99.
Let's see if we get another. Sorry.
Go ahead, Ramos.
I was going to say, let's see if we have another shut down field. Now, it doesn't look like it's going to be on this play, 2nd and 7 from the eye.
Straight back, and Struthers a little bit overthrown on his intended receiver. And let's get to some super chats. Skip, $4.99 super chat, feeling hungry with this secondary. She's been a little quiet tonight. They've kept the ball away from her. DJ Woods, $5 super chat. Prasads, can I check both of your bank accounts? It's for research purposes. Yeah, I wouldn't give DJ a debit card.
No.
That sounds a little fishy. 3rd and 7. Struthers to pass. Deep, drop back. Gonna be sacked. Carolina's defense coming after him. It's Phil Hall. They now have a sack from all 3 sections of their defense. Denver's going to have to punt.
Yeah, and it's really good how we've seen Carolina put pressure, as you said, with everybody. We saw a sack from Kingseed. Phil Hall gets in the backfield. Denny Stinson has lived in the backfield. And it's 4th and 16.
Harish with a $2.69 super chat to tell DJ to kick rocks. Punt is away. Man, Vasquez has been a busy guy tonight. Look at the booming kick all the way to the 21-yard. I mean, he is keeping the Nightwings in this game. It's just wild how these sacks for Carolina, they've come at the most timely moments to keep Denver at a couple of arms' reach.
Yes, exactly. And now it's Denver's defense's opportunity to actually capitalize off of it. A turnover, of course, would be monumental at this portion of the game.
Hand off McBride, and Denver wise to that. They are sick and tired of her running all over them. Josh Neal with the stop. Skip, another $4.99 super chat. Carolina D, the best D, baby.
Well, they're playing like it here in this exhibition matchup. You know, and I really like this about, you know, the move. You know, those blitzes are really paying off here for Carolina.
Stack look, 2nd and 10. South. Dropping a throw. Great pocket, and it's caught by Earl. What a dime. Matt South has played so well tonight.
Yeah, he has. And that was man-to-man coverage across the board, and a linebacker against Chase Earl. That's just not going to happen.
Look at Morales. I mean, he did the best he could. That's just a terrific throw.
It is. It is. But an experienced quarterback like South identifies the mismatch and goes right to Chase Earl, approaching 100.
Earl, 96 yards on 5 receptions. Draw McBride, caught from behind. And, Denver has caught up Robert Brady on the stop. He mentioned something in the chat about earlier tonight about, what's a guy got to do to get a tackle around here? And there you go, Robert.
There you go.
In the open field, too. Nicely done.
Yeah, first time the draw play doesn't work for Carolina.
2:20 left in the third quarter. Denver needs a turnover. Haven't seen one tonight. Yes, I know that's potentially a broadcaster jinx. Just saying. Matt South dropping to throw. Clean pocket again all day. And a nice hit on the back end of that by Ron Hoff. I am shocked Denver was able to cover for that long. Heath McDaniel Jr., who's been quiet, was the target.
Yeah, and Denver has to think whether or not to send a fifth guy on a blitz. I mean, it looks like the game plan is just to play some zone or man coverage with only 3-4 guys rushing, but it's being tough. The offensive line of Carolina playing some brilliant football so far.
Play action. Matt South all day. And South rolls to his right and, couldn't squeeze it. Kindler, the last second, gets in there with the help of Neal to jar the ball loose. And Denver gets the stop. Again, Matt South showing his confidence in the passing game, almost fit in another pretty pass.
Yeah. And we've seen quarterbacks scramble. It's just that Matt South is just not that type of quarterback. You know how many times, going back to the NFL, how many times, did we see guys like Peyton Manning or Drew Brees or Brady with like 20 yards to run, and they just decided to pass and trust the receiver?
How about the play action there? Fooled me, at least early on, and then Denver just kind of dropped everyone. The offensive line's been so good for Carolina. South just got to do what he wanted, and he almost, seriously, I think Kindler just at the last second kind of just got in the way.
Mm-hmm.
First down to the 14-yard line. Denver's still in this thing. Huge defensive stop as Struthers. I thought he should have gone underneath there. Bad read. Rare bad read tonight as Quintero was the intended receiver.
Yeah, he took a shot. And you do see that mismatch, Danny Stinson in coverage in the zone and everything, but that was beautiful play, again, by the Skyhawk defense, which has been the theme tonight.
Prasad's talking about getting baited on that play-action fake, and, that's what a play-action fake is supposed to do, is O'Shaughnessy picks up 5 to make it a more manageable third down.
Third down and 5 yards to go. That was a nice play. Obviously, Carolina has been blitzing all game long, so a quick pass, get yourself 5 yards. And we'll see here.
Third down for Struthers. Now just a 4-man rush, and Carolina is just messing with Gene now. They drop everybody. Skippy Curtis in coverage. They drop everybody, and Gene throws a disrupted pass, and Denver's got to punt again.
Yeah. Again, Carolina, in the first half especially, they blitzed and blitzed and blitzed, and now we see a different wrinkle by the Skyhawk defense. They drop pretty much everybody in coverage in some zones, and you force Gene Struthers to put the ball into tight windows, and Carolina's doing a terrific job of covering those up.
Prasad breaks a tackle, gets to the 47-yard line. Carolina tonight, I think, is showing a lot of people a different type of game that you can play. Mm-hmm. They are getting pressure from all levels of their defense. They're mixing up their defense, and then offensively, they've had good balance. But Matt South has really been, I feel like the first gunslinger we've seen in these exhibitions, Ramos, where he is looking to pass first with a capital F, and has really delivered some great throws.
He really has, but he has the balance with McBride in the backfield too.
First and 10 on the 47. You feel like the Nightwings are on the ropes. They got to get some kind of positive momentum here. They're in a zone as Earl crosses behind South over to his right. Matt South, another clean pocket. South down the field. There's a flag, and that may be another PI on Denver.
That'll be their passer.
Well, no. Yeah, but
a
good eye. Yeah.
That could have also been called. I'm not sure if we're going to get a good replay from the quarterback's perspective, but
no,
we're not. But I think the defender got there a little bit late, and obvious PI.
That was an obvious one, and that's going to put the ball on the Denver 35-yard line. Josh Neal with the clear interference. It'll set up first down. Nightwings pleading for a stop. Earl's going to go in motion again. More zone from the Nightwings. South. Look at this pocket. South caught. Chase Earl inside the 20. Wrapped up by Neal at the 17. I mean, these defensive backs for Denver, they're never going to be able to catch these guys that long.
No. And it starts and it ends with the pressure that you can apply and the pressure that you can block. The football is a game that's won in the offensive and defensive lines at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if it's 2023 or 1980. It's just that's it. If you can put pressure on the quarterback, if you can rush him, you're going to have a better chance to win the game.
Hanzo going to go in motion. Now offset, McBride. McBride on a draw. Look at McBride inside the 10. Got a first and goal to the 6. Carolina doing whatever they want.
Yeah, and it can work because of the constant passing and passing and passing. Now, obviously, Denver has to pass first, and they hit him with a draw.
Denver challenging the first down. They lost a challenge in the first half. This is kind of a surprising call, but it'll give us a chance to retroactively look at the play presented by Retroid. Second time tonight over at our SFL Challenge booth.
Let's take a look at this one. Look at the open space.
Oh, she turned her back. Did the ball ever cross? Whoa, good challenge there.
Yeah. Again, yellow line, no, not official, but it's a good challenge. It's really, really close.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. New York Giants will not be charged.
Wow, so Denver wins that challenge, but they're now out of challenges. I thought Vasquez was crazy there for making that challenge, but on second look, a good eye. Now, if it ends up being a field goal for Carolina, well, it's going to be a 3-score game anyway, but can't fault a guy for trying.
Yeah. No, definitely. And at this point, you got to take every chance you can get on getting at least half a stop.
Second and inches. South gives it off to McBride. McBride's got a first down anyway. So now it's a first and goal at the 3. It has been all Skyhawks in the second half. They have played brilliantly on both sides of the ball. Denver's played well, just not as well as the Skyhawks. 17-3, end of the third quarter. You're watching this 4K 23 exhibition on SFL YouTube. How about 73 viewers right now, Ramos, on this Thursday night?
That's awesome. Thanks, everybody, for watching, as we're going to have, I think, just our second cam of, end zone cam of the night. I mean, we really haven't seen the teams go inside the 10-yard line.
South going to hand it off to McBride, and McBride just walks in the end zone. Doesn't get easier than that. Touchdown. Here comes the SFL blimp. Thanks, Axel Raven. That's cool. 23-3 Carolina.
And this Denver defense just looks gassed. I mean, it's just as simple as that. It's just an off-tackle run. Pretty simple play call. And Denver's defense is just running on mud right now.
So I wonder if Denver can get an offensive score here, Ramos. I wonder if we'll see them bring more pressure. We just haven't seen a lot of it, and Carolina's doing what they want because they're dominating up front. But first, Denver's offense has to figure out how they put together a complete drive. They've had so much burst tonight, but it's all been essentially on their own side of the field.
Yeah, it really has, and Denver really needs to score quickly. They need an explosive play from Quintero or from Logan Keel, who's been really quiet in tonight's game.
McDowell on the return to the 27. So Denver having a rough go. They're down 24-3. But still a whole quarter to go. They just have to put it together one drive at a time. Siobhan, it depends on game speed. At slow game speed, it's 10 minutes. That's where we're sitting now. You will see some normal game speed testing later as Quintero catches a low ball there for a 2-yard pickup. Joseph on the tackle. But for now, we're getting 63 plays a game out of this setting right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I really like how Carolina is making the open field tackles, especially here in the second half. They're not letting anybody get past the first line of defense.
2nd and 8. Handoff, O'Shaughnessy going backwards. Didn't like what he saw up the middle, tried to cut it back outside, and McLean was waiting for him. Siobhan, 10 slow is what we're currently at right now.
Yeah, the gap control by Carolina has been incredible so far in the game, both in this coverage plays and also in blitzes. They have not, disallowed contain.
Yeah, they blitz again, and O'Shaughnessy. Oh, O'Shaughnessy destroys a player, but he's short of the first down. I mean, the inside blitz from Stinson is just killing the deep routes from Denver. It's been a perfect storm for the Night Wings tonight, and that's because of the work that Carolina has done on 1st and 2nd down to force Denver in so many 3rd and long situations.
Yeah. And by the time you call the screen pass, it has worked a couple times on 3rd and long, but more often than not, maybe you're going to get 3, 5, 7 yards, but you're not going to be able to get to the first down marker.
Prasad on the return, past the 40, still going to the 43-yard line. What a punt return. Everything going the Skyhawks' way in the second half.
Yeah, everything is right. And the worst thing is that was a 3-and-out by the Denver defense. And Denver defense, who is already gassed, has to come onto the field again.
Mighty's in the chat.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. Well, unfortunately, we have not gotten the competitive game we got the last couple of weeks, but we have seen a pretty compelling football team here tonight in the form of Carolina's all-22 as Ike gets 2 yards.
Yeah, very different from what we saw in previous weeks. Carolina opting for more of a aggressive strategy on defense, blitzing a lot, as well as a very balanced offense.
Oh, boy, this is Denver's 3rd PI. They're just exhausted.
Yes.
They're chasing now is maybe a better way to put it. The 3rd different player to also be called for the infraction as well. That's Kindler on Earl. You can't bump him.
Nope. Yeah, speaking about chasing, Chase Earl, man, he has been a difference in this ball game. Obviously he had the touchdown, but a couple times we've seen him go deep, and really has kept the Denver defense on their heels.
2 backs, 2 receivers for South. Hand off to McBride on a little sweep around the end. First time we've seen that tonight. Picks up 1. Fords with the stop, but now Denver's biggest enemy is the clock, and really, I mean, they're just begging for Carolina to make a mistake at this point, and they've made none.
No. Matt South has played a completely clean game. Every time he's thrown the ball, it's been to a Skyhawks player or just barely knocked out at the last second, but he's played just pretty much a perfect game of football.
McBride still going, almost got out of that, caught behind a blocker, only a gain of 1. And if you're on the Denver team, like Bailey is in the chat tonight, just, remember, not your playbook, not your ratings, all that good stuff. All that stuff we say all the time around here in these exhibitions. South back to pass. And Matt South takes off and nearly got the first down. There you go. Matt South says, you know what? I want to run a little bit after all the success I've had tonight. 4th and 2, they'll punt it away.
Yeah, he took to heart when you said everything is working for Carolina. I was like, oh, everything is working. Well, maybe scrambling will work too. Good job by the Denver defense, though, not allowing him to get past the first down marker.
Ramos' favorite and least favorite parts about 4K23. Oh, wow.
Oh.
McDowell on the run. Returns it to the 26. Hey, that was pretty sweet. Nice job.
I was going to say the customization, but that fielding actually can take the top spot on favorite things. I like pretty much everything between the customization and just the different types of gameplay that we see here in this game. The blitzes, all of that is just a breath of fresh air to me.
Strother's pass is actually behind. I think Keel was the intended receiver. He's been flustered in the second half. There's no question about that.
Mm-hmm.
In
the least favorite thing, I don't know, man. Probably some of the running animations, are not what you consider like PlayStation 5 level or whatever, but it's some stuff that I think you can live with.
Strother's rolling left, fires down the field. What a hit! Kingseed drills Riley Quintero. It's 3rd down. Everybody on this team is feeling it.
Oh my God. Kingsley, who had a sack in the first half, now playing deep, and it's just an onslaught of defense here for Carolina. I mean, this Denver, it's like they're playing against 15 defensive players.
It's 3rd and long again, and I feel like we have an idea of what we may see as Stinson showing blitz, and dump it off to O'Shaughnessy. We just and this is a good point to be made, Ramos, because in this particular game, maybe you don't have have an opportunity to see things, but you can see right in situation mode. I think this is probably my favorite thing. I know that there's a lot of things to talk about that's positive, but situation mode allows you to see what your team is going to run on 3rd and 10 and what they're going to run on 3rd and 10. And if you're in a situation like Denver is tonight, where they have been so unsuccessful on 3rd and 10 because they just don't have an answer for the inside blitz from Stinson, that is something that can be worked on by teams. So that situational football element, I think, Ramos, is going to dramatically improve if the teams make those right decisions. But you just don't have that ability right now.
Exactly. No, definitely. And you can work on literally every single portion of the game of football, between third and longs, goal line offense, goal line defense, 2-minute offense, 2-minute defense, pretty much everything and anything that you can think of.
I mean, I'm not going to say that Denver was ruined by 3rd and 10 tonight. I want to say that Denver was ruined by 1st and 2nd down. I mean, they just should never have been in this many 3rd and long situations, and most of them have come in the second half, and that has contributed to this this rout here tonight by the Skyhawks. It'll be 3rd and 2. I love the this game is freedom. In more ways than probably you could ever imagine, but so I would say that the least favorite is just the where we have lack of freedom, which is entirely what we have in 2K8, but there's still things that we don't have freedom on, like player models and things like that, to not only just look at McBride picking up a late block and getting a first down, not necessarily because the player models are bad, but we have no ability to include more into the game, for example,
right,
as we get another look at it.
Yeah, and it's again,
wow,
the outside blocking. Wow, at the very end. It's just a well-oiled machine so far here for the Skyhawk offense.
Just stellar. Shervon talking about the fans. Now, one of the things that wasn't done tonight is increasing the higher res gear that the fans can wear, because that can all be increased in resolution as well.
Right.
McBride going to be stopped in the backfield for a 4-yard loss, but at this point, it just doesn't matter. The Skyhawks have won the day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a matter of getting the clock ticked down to 0, so it really doesn't matter if you win or lose yards at this point. So even if we get to a 3rd and 13, 3rd and 15, Carolina can just run the ball and sit on it.
Damon mentioning the mouthpiece, which I believe can also be customized.
Yes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Handoff, McBride. Oh, McBride just crushed Neal, the safety. Great pursuit by Josh Neal. A perfect position. It didn't matter. Full speed.
Jeez.
Sportscast Radio says need to see. He's talking about the Swarms Stadium. Yeah, that'll be a good one to see.
Mm-hmm.
3rd and 6. 3.5 left.
Well, go on.
Clock ticks down. South hands it off to McBride. And McBride going to be short, so Carolina will get a field goal, and we'll see what Denver can do against Carolina's backups.
Yeah. And Siobhan says also the quality of, the offensive line play and more plays succeeding or losing based off the quality of blocking. And yeah, I totally agree. It's been Carolina dominating on both lines of scrimmages, and the result is 24-3 so far.
Michael Jones asking how many yards has Carolina gotten compared to Denver. We'll see in postgame, but that brings up a point about our live stats, which we don't have in these exhibitions, but you can expect the scoreboard to have a slightly different look, but then our live stats will actually come out of the sides as McDowell, we saw that last week, nearly mishandled the return up to the 13-yard line. But you'll see these stats actually pulling out of the side of the scoreboard as we update your player and team numbers next season. So that's where you can expect all of that to occur with the SFL ticker as you see it, just in a slightly different form.
Nice.
Struthers to pass, and it's caught. Nice one-handed grab. That's Dylan Lewis.
Yeah.
Quickly to the line. Flip out to O'Shaughnessy. And O'Shaughnessy steps out of bounds after a gain of 2. I was just about to say, Ramos, they have been sort of in love with that 4-wide set, needed to get out of it, and O'Shaughnessy able to step out there.
Yeah, for sure. And Harish with a full BK commercial. Maybe that's how he's getting all the money, Cam. Maybe he has the sponsorship with BK and...
Hey, put him in the stadium if that's the case. So 3 wide now. Keel, who you mentioned earlier, has been pretty quiet. Goes into the slot to the left. Struthers down the field, caught by Keel. Wyatt with the stop at the 46-yard line. Denver will try to get another play off before the 2-minute warning. They hustle and get it done. Struthers to throw. Again, looking for, well, actually, that's McDowell on the outside, and Denver was so efficient there, they're going to get another play before the 2-minute warning.
Yeah. And just the levels of customization you can get in this game. Fear the Schmear, signs in the end zone. Just looks awesome.
McDowell goes in motion, 2nd and 10. And outside to O'Shaughnessy. This time O'Shaughnessy gets a block. He steps out of bounds to set up a 3rd down and 8. I think he was trying to stop the clock, but he had the 2-minute warning anyway. And Ramos, I feel like in this 4th quarter, as we've kind of hit blowout central, I feel like you're just kind of taking the game in. Just watch.
Yeah.
It's mesmerizing at times.
Yeah. Yeah, you can pay attention on all the details. And it's a good opportunity to maybe even as a coach, catch a couple plays that you may like here in these exhibition games. Maybe some team is going to steal that inside linebacker blitz, and let's see how other offenses counter to it.
This time, Struthers gets down the field, and McDowell inside the 30, wrapped up by Curtis, and Denver will take their first timeout.
Yep. That was a good way to counter it. It was a pass right through the seam. Quick pass. McDowell has been active. 6 balls thrown to only 3 catches, but Dean Struthers has looked his way many times.
Struthers pass, caught by McDowell to the 13, and Denver will burn another. They have one left, 1:47 to go. It can't, Shervon, but I will have, in the coming weeks, I'll have some new longer transitions to take them completely out of the game. Roster changeover week and all. Couldn't get it done this week. Quintero goes in motion. Denver trying to get a touchdown on the board. As that pass is intercepted by McLean. First turnover of the night. Mojo McLean puts an exclamation point on a sensational game for Carolina. And I was just about to say, Ramos, I don't think the backups were in. Joseph and Hatley were out there along with McLean, and
yeah,
they played till the bitter end with under 2 to go.
Yeah, that was just a poorly thrown ball. I'm not sure if there was a miscommunication, but either way, Mojo McLean just that's basically the game in a nutshell.
And just one timeout left for Denver. Hand off to Ike. They'll burn their last timeout, and Carolina close to being able to put this thing away.
Yeah. It looks like the coaches are saying, man, Ike McBride has not inflicted enough pain already. So let's keep hammering.
And starter's still in.
Yeah.
McBride first down. End it, McBride! 30! Oh, she almost scored. I was just hoping for her sake that she would be able to put it away like that. First down, game over. Wow.
Wow. We didn't see Sudo Nakai play. I mean, obviously Sudo Nakai with more speed than Ike McBride has, but nonetheless, that was a really cool play and just an exhibition by this offensive line of the Skyhawks.
Jimmy said, how are you getting 2K4 to play so well? Every time I sim, I see too many picks and the completion percentages are too low. Try those perfect zeros sliders out. They're pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But honestly, these aren't necessarily default playbooks. We have our experts behind the scenes making tweaks here and there to give us a different look every week. And, for Denver in the first half, Ramos, this game easily could have been a different game. Denver,
oh, my God, yes.
Denver was playing well. They just were not able to finish drives tonight.
Yeah. We go back to those first half moments where they were right there at the 32, 34-yard line and then went backwards a couple times. I mean, they at least probably missed on about 6 or 9 points in the first half alone.
South takes a knee. Carolina wins 24-3. Our first real look at what a dominant performance can look like, Ramos, and it didn't mean that they got 7 interceptions. It didn't mean that a running back rushed for 280 yards. It just meant that Carolina was the better team tonight, and they win 24-3. We'll get a look at the stats. 434 to still 291 from the Nightwings. Average 6.8 yards per carry, but they just couldn't get the run game going in the second half. they got down too far.
Yeah. And then again, the balance. You know, you look at Carolina, 275 passing yards and also 159 rushing. And that's exactly how you win ball games, folks.
Look at that QBR from South, 18 of 29, 62%, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Beautiful night. Struthers was sacked 5 times. South was never sacked, but Struthers still, he managed okay. 23 of 38 against constant pressure, 234 yards, and just that 1 interception late. O'Shaughnessy, 12 for 88. McBride finishes with 34 for 156 yards. They were tough runs, but 4.6 yards per carry is literally the NFL average. She was great tonight. Receiving, O'Shaughnessy, most of that was on 3rd down. Got 46 yards off of it. Quintero was great, 7 for 95. Earl, 6 for 115. Prasad, 6 for 74. McDowell got over 50. And McBride had a couple of great catches out of the backfield as well. And defensively, man, how about Neal having to clean things up? Neal and Morales, a combined 25 solo tackles. Wyatt finishes with 7 to lead the Carolina defense. The sacks, we mentioned that there were 5 by 5 different players, and 3 came on that defensive front, or check that, 2 from Hall and Cologne, 2 from the linebackers, Prasad and Stinson, and 1 from Kingston.
Yeah, a complete game for the Skyhawks in every single aspect. Wherever you look at it, interesting to see that 3rd down conversions, but let's take a look at the total plays.
66 for Carolina, 56 for Denver, right on par. 24-3, Carolina beats Denver tonight. They score on a possession in every quarter, 22 first downs. Your final thoughts on this one, Ramos?
Well, a dominant performance by Carolina, but still, I mean, it wasn't a game where Denver looked awful from start to finish. I mean, it wasn't like Struthers was, throwing 6, 7, 8 horrible interceptions or anything. It was just Carolina putting the pressure, putting Denver in tough 3rd down and long situations, and hanging on to those 3rd downs to get the ball back on punt.
For Ramos Lynn, I'm Cameron Irvine. This is a presentation of the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music on SFL YouTube. Carolina gets the win over Denver, 24-3. From all of us at the SFL, Week 8 right around the corner. It starts tomorrow night. We'll see you then. Have a great evening, everyone.